Alright, so this is episode 9 of Call of the Night. A little bit of a recap. We learned that humans have exactly 1 year after their first blood sucking in order to become a vampire. And for Cole, that means he basically have 1 year before the vampire council decide to kidnap and kill him. So that's going to be it's going to be fun. You know, we now have a time limit and we know for the most part the ending of this timeline. You know, either Cole becomes a vampire or he dies, or you know, maybe he's just forever on the run after the 1 year. I did mention this in the previous episode, but I had written it down after editing and I wrote it in the description of the previous episode, where after the whole ordeal was done and the vampire council got themselves some drinks and they just sort of went back into, you know, it's time to party, it's time to have a little drinks here and there, and we saw Nazuna sort of just staring at them, you know, as they go for their drinks, and I wonder what she was thinking during that time, since I believe throughout this whole thing we've been following Cole for the most part. We haven't really followed Nazuna's perspective, you know, getting into her thoughts and all that. So we just see Nazuna just staring at them, and immediately after that she mentions the promise that they kept, you know, after he did the whole massaging thing for her, she was going to kiss him, and so she does right in front of them. And it kind of made me wonder, like, did she just do that to get a reaction out of them and all that? So it's an interesting thing. Not sure if we'll do anything with it, or, you know, I'm just noticing it to notice it, but I do have my full-length reaction up on Patreon, which you guys can check out in the description down below. Other than that, let us get started. What's the most popular existence? I mean, are we going to follow... God, what is her name again? I keep forgetting. Seri. Are we gonna follow Seri a little bit more? And in terms of that, like, what's the most popular existence in the high school girls? Which... You know, I keep saying I promise I'm not gonna fucking talk about it, but, like, they keep tossing it, man. They keep tossing it out like breadcrumbs. But... In terms of that, I can understand why Seri herself, as a vampire, we don't know how long she's lived, but we can see that she dresses herself as a high schooler, because that is the most popular in existence. Alright, Seri? Why aren't you answering? You won't pick up either. Oh my god. Yeah, some people get obsessive. Uh-huh, of course. No, and then she sees Cole. Holy shit! Did she do anything to you? I think so. They both got fucking beef with each other, dude. Oh. She looked to the side. Oh, and off she goes. Alright. Oh. Cole's coming back to talk to her. Hmm. Really? Okay. Really? Ooh. Look, this boy knows his own people. Damn, you're gonna ditch Nazuna? Of course. Because you're a high school girl? You've got people obsessed with you? The name of the guy under contact was just person to kill time with. It's been a lot of... Not a lot, but twice in this episode. It is a karaoke bar. Oh shit, dude, she got fucking club music here in this. This man's not kept up with the latest thing. That's the new thing! Not watching TV? Who watches TV anymore? It's just YouTube nowadays. Why is there a calorie? What? How are they counting your calories? Sentimental buzzkill. Damn, 30 years ago? What a fucking hipster. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, well, that's not fucking creepy at all. Why are the lights off? Hey, you've got stalkers too? What? I mean, I can get that, yeah. I mean, she's a vampire. She can just fucking deal with them, so. Dragos. Dragos. So he's just going to be a creep outside. This guy. She'll just get rid of him. She's a vampire. Let's not kill him, but you know, feel free. Oh. Ooh. Holy shit. I really like that the whole coloring scheme. You were in the same room with her, come on! What are you to Seri? Man was caught up in the moment. Oh. He's like, this guy's in love? Let me, I want you to tell- Wait a minute. Nazuna's got all the fucking consoles? Where are the- You were drunk? Is this man broadcasting? To Nazuna?
どんどん今何をしてるんだろう。誰と会ってるんだろう。誰と僕の悪口を言ってるんだろう。そう思うと止まらなくなって何度もメッセージを送ったり。
So you became obsessive. Well, or possessive.
適当なこと言ってくれちゃってんね。
It's really like out of your ass or
殺すって何？
いや、
exactly what it sounds like. What a yeah. So he is broadcasting.
私吸血鬼なんだ。人間じゃないの。
セリちゃん、
Now that you know that, you can't live.
もう殺しちゃうから。
ダメだ。殺させない。絶対に。
あっそ。
Nazuna's around.
純粋な疑問なんだけど、なんで今回に限って殺そうなんて思ったの？
You're gonna kill for once?
お前にとってこの女神くんは何なんだ？
やめて。やめてくれ。セリちゃんは悪くないんだ。好きになっちゃいけなかったんだ。忘れてた。
やめろ。
僕らは友達なんだから。友達？どういうこと？
そのまんまの意味だよ。私はあっくんを眷属にするつもりもなく。
秋山と言います。あ、どうも、ヤモリです。
Oh, we've got name introduction out the way.
増やすために人と接触するんでしょ。
Ah, okay. Okay.
飽きちゃったんだよ。そういうの。でもこんなの誰に言えばいいんだ。人との関わりすべてに恋愛がついてくることに疲れちゃったなんて。
Mm.
普通の友達みたいなコミュニケーション。相手を惚れさせよう。今押せばこいつ私のこと好きになるなって。疲れちゃった。
It became second nature to you.
あっくん、もう会うのやめよう。全部なかったことにしよう。
セリさんは結局どうしたいの？
はあ？だから言ったじゃん。
だから
Well, what do you...
殺してなかったことにしよう。セリさんの方が超めんどくせえじゃん。なんならダルオさんはそんなにだるくない。割とまともだ。秋山です。友達でいるのが楽しくて、その関係を崩したくないから殺す。超毒素めんどくさい。だからせめて似た者同士。
What the fuck is Cole's expression right now?
私たち吸血鬼にとって人間との友情は成立しないんだ。ごめんね。今日でバイバイ。あれ？セリちゃん？友達やめたくないよ。セリちゃん。
僕も楽しかった。でも本当はちゃんと失恋する準備はできてた。でもやっぱりダメだ。君と離れたくない。あなたの眷属にしてください。吸血鬼と人間、たったそれだけの話だった。僕はそれを見ながらずるいなぁなんて思っていた。
こうくん、ずるいとか思ってる。
She can read your mind.
おーい、何やってんだよ。早く行こうぜ。どこに？眷属祝いのカラオケに決まってんだろ。
Back to the karaoke.
眷属の秋山です。
I'm Akiyama, the offspring now. Oh, this man's like, whoa, I don't need glasses anymore. Oh my god. Is there after credit? I'm not sure about it. Yeah, I don't even know if I said anything within those last 10 minutes. I've just been confused, but also I was trying to absorb the information as much as I can. So the whole thing with Seri is that, like, in the beginning when she says that vampires shouldn't be hanging out and befriending with each other if they're not going to make offsprings and all that. Or if you suck blood, you suck them dry. So you either kill them or you make offsprings. And so we find out in this episode that, which is also understandable on like this beef between Nazuna and Seri, is that they're actually quite similar to each other. And that Seri also has had somebody she's been friends with, but because of the vampire council, the ways of vampires, and how they've basically, and how she has to follow that. She's realized that like she can't do this. She can't do what Nazuna does. And so because of that, she realized that this guy has now fallen in love with her. So she's like, ah, fuck, I can't do this anymore. And instead of just saying goodbye, she'd rather just fucking kill him instead of... Yeah, okay, there's no after credit scene. Alright. Yeah, she'd rather kill him because it's a whole lot easier to just fucking kill him than letting him fucking go. Alright, well, I guess I'll go write some notes and we will be right back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 9 of Call of the Night. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I feel a bit of a disconnect between, not between, but I just feel a bit of a disconnect in this episode. You know, the way that it starts off talking about, like, what's the most popular existence in the world? High school girls. And I'm just over here like, okay, like, that's alright. Like, that's again, that's a very odd way to start off, but alright, you know, I was trying to see, like, where were they gonna go with this? But again, it kind of made me think about, like, that's why Seri is dressed the way that she is as a high school girl. And then as we learn about Seri, and her talking about how she's tired, you know, she's not having as much fun as she was, and again, that she's tired of always talking about love or having to, when she talks to a human, it has to be somewhere related to romance, and she's tired of how she's wired to this whole thing, you know, that she's basically doing it as like as a fucking natural instinct. And in her eyes, you know, she does feel a bit, from what I assume, you know, she feels a bit envious or jealous of Nazuna for being able to do the thing that she does without having these feelings that Seri has. You know, because for Seri, the moment she realized that Akiyama is now in love with her, she's just kind of like, wow, this is fucking stupid, this is tiring, you know, he's just a fucking drag now, I thought we were just going to be friends. And again, she, you know, second nature, she's obviously doing this whole, like, flirting or teasing to him, and of course that's going to end up making him fall in love with her, which is something that she didn't want, but instead of trying to just end the relationship there, or at the very least, as what Cole said, maybe talk to your friend about it before considering killing them and all that. You know, Seri decided that she wants to take the fast way out, you know, she'd rather just kill the guy and forget about it instead of having to deal with this whole thing, especially if she were to see him out on the street again. And her character during that time when she was just when they were in the karaoke and then Akiyama was coming in all fucking creeper-like, you know, we've already seen him texting her multiple times, and he's just coming in here fucking banging on the door and like, Seri-chan, and Seri is just joking about it and just, you know, just laughing it off. It reminded me of, hold on, I'm trying to go through this other note that I have. It reminded me of Rika from Wonder Egg Priority, and how, you know, she's got her own problems, but she's masking it up with jokes and all that. And I mean, as someone who does that, I can very much understand. But from Cole's side, he understands that feeling of in a very simple way, of not having fun anymore. You know, the thing that we've been hearing other people talk about with Cole, whether it's Akira or whether it's that girl who he gave a massage to and all that, he can understand that, and he's able to empathize with them on that, and even be able to empathize with Seri, even if she is a vampire and all that. So in terms of Seri as a character, I really like that we have this whole, you know, development on her and all that. Now she has her now she has a new offspring, you know, that's fucking great. The bit of disconnect that I have is with Akiyama himself, where he, because again, we're introduced to this guy through series of texts, but it's not just him. It's like, because she has like other people who are also texting her, you know, like, I miss you, what are you doing up tonight, you know, you want to drink and all that. But he was also a part of those people who were texting him and all that. So that's like one of the first introduction of him. And then the biggest thing was when he came to the fucking karaoke and he just started slamming on the door and just looking at them through the goddamn glass. And then finally he gets the courage to open the door and like, hey, are you guys arguing about me right now? Even Cole was like, oh my god, look at those eyes. Those eyes can't be reasoned with. But of course, he's not gonna let his fellow human be killed, even if they're being extremely creepy right now. You know, they don't deserve to die. Maybe a little slap to the face and get them out of that situation, but you know, the guy doesn't deserve to fucking die like that. So he ends up saving Akiyama, gets him out of there, and as he had gone out of the situation, and I suppose he's calmed down from whatever mood that he was in before, and he, you know, starts talking, and Cole had realized, well, this guy's actually a pretty reasonable guy, and he got Akiyama to talk to him about the whole love and romance thing, which I thought was pretty nice for Cole, because Cole doesn't really understand love, so to be able to hear it from someone who has realized that they've fallen in love, and to be able to hear that experience from him, you know, at the very least, perhaps Cole can take that and understand it a little bit more to the point where, you know, one of these days he will realize that he is in love. Not that he's in love right now, but, you know, when he does, he will be able to realize. I assume anyways, you know, I'm always taking minor details, and I'm hoping that it goes somewhere. I am spoiled by Bokuyaba when it comes to these minor details, dude. I am spoiled by Bokuyaba. But one of the things that Akiyama was talking about, if I could find it. Also, actually, I really like this scene when Seri got tired of Cole, like, actually giving him advice, giving her advice, and not actually just, you know, joking around with her and all that. You'll enjoy hanging out with Nazuna, but not me. You know, just laugh at it and brush it aside, and, you know, she's over here. The solution's pretty simple. I just need to fucking kill this motherfucker. And like the lighting just goes, I'm not really sure what is this, like, you know, it's a very pinkish reddish background, but it's very, you know, and like the way that the music kind of goes, it's very trippy in this situation, and it's really nice. And then, you know, she goes to talk about like, it's only natural for humans to get killed by vampires, and then when he comes in and you see like the heavy outline on him and everything, like the shadows, it looks very nice, and it looks very unsettling. You know, it looks very unsettling, and I really like this part. But anyways, what was I talking about? I got distracted at some point. I was trying to talk about Akiyama, and that, oh, when he was talking about romance, right? And he was having that feeling of like, so he says, "What? Tell me what you're struggling." She has all the old ones, doesn't she? I'm getting distracted again. Yeah, she has the PlayStation 1, which I thought, wait, no. Yeah, this is the PlayStation 1, isn't it? And she has the PS, I think that's the, is that the PS3? Is that the thick boy? Or is that the PS2? No, the PS3 is a little bit rounder, like the fat version of it before, you know, you have the slim version of the PS3. That might be the PS2. And she had like the N64 and then the NES, SNES. There you go. And then she has the Wii. So they're all like old. Yeah, they're all old consoles. She doesn't have like the newer consoles. Also, the fact that she has like the Virtual Boy right in the background. Oh my god, dude. So in the beginning, he's like, I'm not Seri's boyfriend or whatever. Like, he's like, I don't care where I rank as long as I get to see her. But the times I wasn't with her seems to get longer and longer. What is she doing now? Who is she with? Who is she complaining to about me? Once I started thinking that, I couldn't stop, and I kept sending her messages. Thinking about it calmly, that kind of conjecture just come from overthinking stuff in a pessimistic way. So, Seri did complain about you. Okay. Okay. I can get his point, and like the way that love, because he says love is blind, you know, and it exactly did what what we saw him in the beginning. You know, it blinds him. He doesn't realize what the fuck he was doing until he was pulled out of that situation and he actually had time to calm down and think about what the hell he was doing. Okay, so that kind of makes me understand that the whole point that they were getting past, they're trying to get through again with the whole love and stuff, and love is blind. So I'm starting to get that a little bit. I'm still feeling that low disconnect with his character and the way that he felt, but again, I think it's the gap is closing up for me with the way that he acts. It's just, I mean, things ended up well, didn't it? So I suppose this whole thing about me, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to, I don't know what my feelings are, you know? What do I know? I've never fallen in love. How would I know what romance is? But moving away from all of that, I think, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I like that Seri and Nazuna are similar to each other, and it seems like perhaps their sort of relationship is something like they're sort of friends. They're kind of like frenemies, you know, like they'll stick around with each other, but like they're gonna argue and fucking fight with each other, you know, and all these banters that they're gonna have. I assume that's sort of like what their relationship are, because we see that in terms of Seri, who I assume it's sort of like in the Vampire Council, even though we didn't really see her, but we also don't know what the fuck Nazuna did to Seri after that. But we didn't see her with the Vampire Council after Nazuna came, so it's just, you know, she wasn't there. But also the fact that, you know, Seri has also has had someone that she was just having fun with and not really there to suck their blood or anything like that. And so, again, the two of them are quite similar to each other. It's just that Nazuna is able to stand up against the Vampire Council, or just like the rules of the laws of vampires, while Seri ends up being stuck in it, and that's why she ended up being tired of it. So it's nice to see, you know, the similarity in their characters. So I really like that in this episode, and I'm gonna stop rambling because I genuinely do not know what the fuck I'm talking about. Alright, if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys when I see you guys.